Take you on a little journey back to the 1970s was when I was first interested in working with energies. Back then I was interested in two things mainly: martial arts, doing taekwondo, very influenced by what Bruce Lee was doing, etc., and trying to learn some Jeet Kune Do. But also the main thing in martial arts for me, other than getting fit and really enjoying the discipline, was wanting to learn about vital force, Qi. It was very difficult to learn about it back in the 1970s. There wasn't much here. I had to get these little magazines and try and find little bits and pieces, but it sparked my interest. The other interest I had was pyramids. I was reading a book by Tom Valentine called The Great Pyramid, and great detail about the pyramid, the dimensions, the amount of blocks, the orientation. And I read about that things were mummified and could be preserved. And in the late 70s, or mid to late 70s, there were a lot of books that came out about pyramid power. And people were making these plates with little replicas of the Great Pyramid's dimensions on these plates, and you could put food on it or preserve your food, make it last longer, and you could also put water on it to energize. So I decided I'll see if this works. So I made a little pyramid out of cardboard, made it to the dimensions of the Great Pyramid, and decided to see if it would work. So what I did was grab an apple that was going moldy, and I placed it a third the vertical height, which is the point of focus of the energy in the pyramid, oriented the pyramid north-south and left it under there. And a week later I decided to have a look at this thing, and it was a cardboard pyramid. So I lifted it off and had a look, and the apple was completely preserved. It stopped being moldy, there was no foul smell, and I went, wow, there's something to this. So then I experimented with sharpening razor blades, just a little sort of razor I was using at the time. It's pretty evident I don't use it now. And I would sharpen razor blades under there as well and use the same razor for the longest time. I was quite amazed that this could occur. Of course, there weren't many people around doing this that I knew, and so they probably thought I was a bit mad. But that was the 1970s, and I also made a life-size pyramid, probably about this high, out of wood, and I oriented it, and I used to sit and meditate in it. I didn't have any great revelations at the time. I was still new to understanding energy and Qi, but that was the beginning of my energy journey, trying to understand what Qi was and experimenting with energy devices and things like pyramid power.